Well,
sorry this came out late. Oh, yeah, sorry about this.
we were busy yesterday. There was a lot going on. But today, hey, welcome to the second to last, our 10th video in the Summer of Kirby marathon.
Yep.
Today we'll be looking at Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards, the finale of the Dreamland saga.
Of the Dark Matter saga.
The Dark Matter saga.
Yep.
Ranging from Dreamland 2 to this game.
Yeah, that's only 3 games.
Since Dark Matter really wasn't involved in the original Dreamland.
Yep. And so that being said, welcome to Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. And guess what?
Huh? This game actually has a development history.
Kirby 64 development began in September 1997, shortly before Kirby's Dream Land 3 was released. At the time, 3D graphics were becoming common, so Hal wanted to create a 3D Kirby game. According to project manager Takashi Saito, keeping the project on schedule was challenging due to Hal's close attention to detail. So he had to balance create a quality game with releasing it on time. The development team had to be careful of transitioning in the series art style with 3D, as they did not want to disappoint Kirby devotees. His game was initially developed for 64DD. It became a standard entered in 64 game after it began on film commercially. By October '97, and Hal developed create a prototype with Kirby in 3D. So the studio worked to this prototype, which was the N64's analog stick to control Kirby. Until about a year to release, Saito said the prototype was nearly finished and was pretty good, but the team felt Hal could do better. Hal changed the control configuration from the analog stick to the D-pad because the game was played on a 2.5D plane rather than a 3D one. On that Space World early 1999, developers observed children and played with the original setup. They noticed children would leave the N64 controller on the promotional stand when using the analog stick. They had trouble with using the Z shoulder button and with that essential configuration.
So, by the way, the song you're listening to right now is Crystals, Kirby 64 menu theme by Xerxes Texas Toast. Alright, anything else?
So, the game released on March 24th, 2000. Oh, wow.
Yep, to kick off the 21st century, we got...
no, you realize that, right?
Yeah. Near the end of the 64's lifespan.
And a Kirby tradition, and
then again, as we mentioned countless times before,
Kirby
games tend to release very late into a console's life.
Yeah, yeah. June 26, 2000 in North America, and June 22nd in 2001 in Japan, in Europe.
So that's it for that. So let's talk about this game's story.
Well, I didn't mention this part. Or the game had sold. Yeah, what were you expecting? 1.7 million unit. It's.
So yeah.
That? Alex actually bought the game as part of his Kirby spree.
On the Wii U shop.
Up in January 2018, and
I started it, and the controls were so hard for me to get into that I didn't pick the game back up until this year.
Yeah, and proceeded to finish it within a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a sec.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's the story, or it's right here. Mm-hmm. There's the outline of the story.
In a distant corner of the galaxy, fairies lived peacefully on a planet called Ripple Star. But then one day, a mysterious black cloud appeared and surrounded the peaceful planet. The Cloud, a sinister force known as dark matter, had come in search of the very secret treasure, their shining crystal. A fairy named Ribbon knew that dreadful things would come to pass if dark matter gained control of the powerful crystal. She grabbed the shining stone and escaped from Ripplestar just before the planet was completely engulfed. But as Ribbon fled, 3 dark clouds split from the massive dark matter and chased her through space. And when they caught up with her and attacked, the fairy's crystal shattered into tiny shards, which dropped like falling stars in the solar system. Still holding one of the crystal shards, Ribbon fell onto the planet called Popstar, where, perhaps by fate, she ran smack into Kirby. After hearing her desperate plight, Kirby resolved to help Ribbon recover all of the crystal shards.
Yeah, that's the story.
So let's get started on the.
How does the game play?
So let's get started.
Oh, remember how Alex said Eddie felt?
Alienated by the controls? That's a running theme when it comes to N64 games with me.
No, it was just this game.
By the way, we move on to
this game.
Now we're moving on to Kirby Ruins Orchestrated, Kirby 64 Crystal Shards by Musical Wolf with an E at the end.
This was. I don't know what. You know, that's like the only. I'm pretty sure this is the only game that does that on an N64.
Yep.
Or I guess, since it's 2.5, since it's. Yeah, Kirby did not make it. Yeah, that's really weird, isn't it?
No.
Kirby's first 3D outing
Wasn't 3D.
isn't actually 3D. And so Kirby, you controls on the D-pad, and you don't use the analog stick. You use the D-pad to play it.
Which is kind of awkward, honestly.
You can get used to it.
But after enough time, you get used to the controls.
I'm going the air.
But Kirby actually has limited hover in this game.
Limited flight. That's really weird.
For, I believe, the second time. First time in his own series.
Yeah.
Since in Smash Bros, they obviously had a nervous flight.
Yeah, so, yeah, this was... Kirby for some reason has limited flight in this game.
Yep.
Is there any explanation?
Nope.
Yeah, it's weird. So, and well, the ability system is actually you'd expect the usual suspects.
But
right?
it's quite complex.
That's very different.
There's 7 abilities in the game, but you can combine each one with every other ability, including themselves, making for a total of 42 abilities.
So yeah,
7 basic abilities and 20 and 35 combos.
So remember when?
No, it doesn't say where each one is. So first things first, we'll go over all the abilities.
Yeah, we're doing this first.
Yep. That's annoying. First we have 5. Kirby does a simple dash forward. Easy peasy.
Nothing to say.
Then we have Stone. It works as usual. But I believe Kirby can actually walk around while in stone form in this game. And then we have Ice, same as usual. We have then we have Needle Kirby, same as usual. Then we have a Blonde Kirby, same as usual. Spark, same as usual, and Cutter, same as usual there.
So remember remember in Squeak Squad when you could combine a whopping
5 ability combos? This game has 7. No, this game has 7 times that. Yeah. Who would have guessed? First, let's start with Fire's combos. First with the Super Fireball. Fire plus fire. In which you get an upgraded version of Fire.
Yeah. Doesn't it let you dash turn into a phoenix?
It gives you much more. It makes your hitbox way bigger and makes you move much farther.
Yeah. Doesn't Kirby turn into a phoenix?
You got like a phoenix flame surrounding you.
Isn't that called a super volcano?
Super Fireball.
Yeah.
Super Fireball. I'll get to 10. It's like burning Kirby, except way better. Next, we have Volcano Kirby, where Kirby he scuttles from side to side, spitting stones out the top of his head.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds ridiculous.
So yeah.
What would you rate that?
This one isn't really the most practical, especially since it's near impossible to hit enemies to your side. I mean, it's not. I mean, and it's only really useful when hitting airborne enemies. So, yeah, I'll give this one a 5. Next we have Melting Ice Block. The most useless ability in the game.
What does it do?
For like 1 second. And Kirby, he surrounds himself in an ice block, and then it melts.
What practical
use? It does damage when if something happens to come into contact.
It's so impractical.
But it's so impractical, and the window you use it in is so small. It's just not practical.
Yeah, this ability sucks.
Well, in any way.
This ability just sucks.
I'll give it a 2.
Next is a flaming arrow.
Next is flaming arrow. A flaming arrow. Fire plus a needle. You shoot a flaming arrow. Pretty self-explanatory, but not the most powerful ability. I'll give this one a 7. It works how you'd expect it to.
And there's Fireworks Kirby.
Open that one up. I have a hard time remembering these.
Okay, Fireworks Kirby.
Okay.
It's
excuse me. You explode in a colorful burst of fireworks and launch into the air.
So it's a
you can do it up to 3 times. Each one being larger and launching Kirby higher than the last. So it's like Mike. No, wait, not really. It doesn't disappear. It doesn't disappear after you use it.
So, any rating?
I'll give it an 8. But against common enemies, it's really good, but against bosses, it can't really do too much. Alright, next we have Match Kirby, which... What does that do? Alright, Kirby sets himself on fire. And while you're running, you're unable to float. But you can... but you just kill enemies on contact. It's a risky move. It's like Wheel, except more awkward. It's like an awkward version of Wheel. I'll give it a 6. Alright, next one. Is Sword of Fire.
Sword of Fire.
Which is... It's literally sword. It does have fire properties, but other than that, yeah, it's literally functions the same as sword, as you expect sword to. Just basic attack. Yeah. Next, we'll go over the stone combos. First, we have a giant stone plus stone. Yeah. Basically, your normal stone attack, but bigger, and there are less obstacles that can force you out of it. And obviously, your hitbox is bigger. I'll give this one an 8. Next we have Curling Stone, which is basically a dash attack. Stone and ice.
Yeah.
Did I mention that Match is from... Okay, Fireworks is from Fire and Bomb. Match is from Spark and Fire. And Sword of Fire is from Cutter and Fire. There. Yeah. Giant Stone's from 2 stones. And Curling Stone is from Stone and Ice. Nice, which, yeah. It's basically just a dash attack.
Well,
I'll give this one a 7.
Alright, so.
Next we have Rolling Snowball.
Rolling Snowball.
Well, which is when you combine ice and ice. Okay.
We already did stones.
No, shit, we didn't. Okay, no, next we have
drill.
Next we have cutting stone. No, drill. Drill just lets you dash forward and no, it lets you just fire a drill off. The drill projectile can't aim just vertically, but unless it goes down a slope. But it does go through almost any enemy. Especially enemies. It can also be used on bosses, which is a decent effect. So I'll give this one a 9. Next is dynamite. You throw. What you get when you combine stone and bomb. You throw a massive projectile. And I mean massive. You basically throw some dynamite, and it explodes. It's killing basically every enemy in its path. But you have to be extremely careful because it damages you too, unless you remember to press the button again to put your helmet on, to put your hard hat on.
Yeah.
I'll give this one a 10. It's very good if you remember how to actually use it. I'm not good with it.
Yeah.
Alright, just a second. Alright. Next we have lightning boulder. This one, when you can put on a stone and spark, and you shoot out a giant electric rock connected with you by electricity, which bounces around going over Kirby like a flail. You also can't float during it. If the rock touches Kirby or when you press the B button again, it'll explode. I'll give this one a 7. It's a little wonky. Next is the animal statues ability from Stone and Cutter. It's completely random which one you get, but I will
go over them.
But I'll go over them for each one. Rick allows you to wall jump. Koo allows you to fly. You can't really, but you don't go as high per jump. Kine is you can't move even underwater.
Wow, Kine sucks.
I mean, what'd you expect? If you're made of stone, you can't move.
Oh my god.
Right, next we have pitch, which allows you to fly. With very high jumps, but you fall much faster. You can also roll down hills. And with Choo Choo, you can jump higher, but you only have one jump. Nago, you can triple jump, but you don't go very high. Overall, I'd give this ability an 8. Rick and Pitch are really good, but it's hard to get. Koo and Pitch are really good, but it's hard to get the one you want.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gamble.
Next, we move on to Ice's abilities. First, Rolling Snowball. For real this time. You become a giant rolling snowball which rolls until a wall is hit. Enemies will be absorbed into. It's basically exactly like Snowball, except for Kirby's Eternal Dream.
Yeah, as a super, as the ultra attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In other words, it's a pretty good ability. I'll give this one a 10. Alright. Next, we move on to Giant Spiny Snowflake.
Giant spiny snow. What the fuck?
You're not able to move, but you have a large hitbox that damages enemies that walk into you. This is a super boring ability. I'll give it a 6. It's practical against normal
Ice
enemies.
really doesn't have.
Can't really be hit.
Yeah, ice doesn't really have.
Explosive Snowman. This is what I'm talking about. So, Giant Spiky Snowflake is needle plus ice, by the way. Explosive Snowman is obviously bomb plus ice. Kirby can walk around and jump, but can't hover while you're using this. And if you press the B button again, you can explode and deal damage to stuff around you and freeze them. It's kind of impractical, but damn it, and if it's not fun to use. I'll give this one a 10. It's a personal favorite of mine.
Okay.
Next we have X for combining Spark and Ice. We have Refrigerator.
What?
Yeah.
Kirby
Refrigerator.
What does it do?
Refrigerator.
Yes. What does refrigerator do? Kirby turns into a fucking refrigerator.
And he spits out food.
That is it.
You can heal with this ability anytime, anywhere. It's boring but practical.
Also, what?
It's really useful, honestly. I'll give it a 10.
What the fuck does that... what?
Right. Next is Ice Skating. From combining ice and cutter.
You get...
You literally skate around, and when you jump, you spin, creating a small icy tornado which destroys enemies when you touch them.
Spin.
You can also skid to a halt by pressing B twice.
Okay.
So yeah. All right. Next we have.
What? Did you rate that?
Oh yeah, I didn't rate that.
What?
I'll give this one an 8.
It's so weird.
Next we have Needle. First we have Swiss Army from combining 2 needles. It's literally exactly the same as the Giant Spiny Snowflake. Same rating as that. Next we have Spike Bomb.
Spike Bomb.
Spike Bomb.
You
turn into a Goro and can hover while invincible for a short time, and your spikes wobble back and forth while you move. After the duration ends, you'll explode. If you run out of time, come into contact with an enemy or explode, or press B again, Kirby explodes, sending spikes in all directions. So yeah. No, this one is a 10. It's a pretty useful one. Then we have Lightning Rod from Needle and Spark, which is it's an upwards attack. That's it.
Okay.
It attacks all the way vertically up, but
That's it.
yeah, and you can't move when using it. I give this one a 5. Next, so combining Needle and Cutter, you have Giant Claws.
Oh my.
Kirby's arms become pieces of a bear trap. Happen to close on enemies that are next to or by you. Next to you or above you. You can't move until you release the attack. This one is actually way more useful due to its range. I'm giving this one a 7.
Okay.
Next, we move on to the abilities for Bomb. First, we have Tri-Missile Attack, from combining Bomb with Bomb. Kirby fires 3 homing missiles, and it fires up to 3 homing missiles. The exact amount you fire depends on how long you hold the button. This one is definitely a 10. Very useful. Next we have Light Bulb from combining Bomb and Spark. Yeah, and you're extremely and you're completely invincible while using this one. And you explode out after by pressing it again and so Kirby a walking light bulb. This one's actually really good. I'll give this one a 10. Next we have next we have Explosive Ninja Stars. That's a mouthful. By mixing Cutter with Bomb, you get and you throw a Ninja Star and it explodes. And it sticks to a wall, to the nearest block, to the first block wall or enemy it hits. After about 2 seconds, it explodes. It's not super practical, but it's fun. I'll give it a 9. Next we move on to the electric abilities. First we have Super Electric Energy Field.
What? What is with these names?
And you combine Spark with Spark. It produces 3 rings. And enemies that come into contact with you will be damaged. You can walk around slowly, but the energy field shrinks over time, so it's not super practical. I'll give this one a 5. Next we have Double-Bladed Laser Sword.
Okay.
Which is what you get when you combine Spark and Cutter. It's it's a lightsaber. It's literally a lightsaber.
It's a fucking lightsaber.
Or even when you're not swinging it, it still has a hitbox. It destroys enemies that come into contact with it.
It's a fucking...
And when you do swing it, it spins around rapidly. It's super great and effective.
Yeah, that's to say Kirby becomes a force to be reckoned with.
Thank you. Definitely a 10. And finally, Super Boomerang, which is just Cutter.
Kirby,
which is just Cutter, but even bigger. And again, another 10.
You know what Kirby does in that, right?
He also rips off his most of his body while using this.
What the fuck?
It's very gruesome.
Oh wow.
We're almost 30 minutes into the video, and we're just now getting to the levels. Now that we finally went over all the abilities.
There's not much to say about these levels.
Well, so first is Planet Popstar. It's your traditional.
First boss is Wispy Woods.
This level. Boss is Wispy Woods as usual. Don't need to rate him. Actually, he functions differently in this game. You have to hit his roots that pop out of the ground during the fight. To damage him. You can't directly hit him. But overall, same rating as I usually give him. And next is Rockstar.
Rockstar.
It's a rocky cavern-oriented planet. Oh, I also forgot to mention something. While you're in Popstar, you can you meet Adeline and King Dedede.
Yeah.
And Bandana Waddle Dee.
Well, it's not Bandana Waddle Dee.
And Waddle Dee, who all of which, after saving them from Dark Matter's influence, to help you throughout your journey. Waddle Dee by giving you items and Waddle Dee by letting you help with vehicles. Dedede by letting you ride on top of him and smash through walls with his hammer, and Adeline by spawning items for you or giving you clues to puzzles.
Yeah, little fact, isn't Dedede's voice here?
Sakura?
Yeah.
Also, Dedede is voiced by Sakurai in this game.
Yeah, I think he had the voice, yeah. After this, then you move on to Rockstar. So what's the boss here?
the boss here is Pix.
Wait, isn't Pix in the last one?
No, Pix is a Pix is a set of crystals. A red, green, and blue crystal that spin around, create green projectiles, and also slap and blade-like extensions. Sorry about that, Kirby. This is a really tedious boss, in my opinion. I'll give it a 6.
Next world.
Next world is Aquastar, your typical water level. And the boss is Acro.
Fuck this guy.
If you want to know how I feel about Acro, watch my previous video.
Fuck yeah! What'd you rate Aquastar?
Oh yeah, I didn't rate the previous two. Popstar, typical first world rating, about a 7. Rockstar, I'll give it an 8. And Aquastar, yeah, I'll give it a 6.
And there's a Neostar.
What's the theme here? Is it a jungle?
I think it is.
Yeah, it's a jungle or cavey area. The boss here is
Magman.
Magman. What is it? Oh right, it's a giant beast made of magma.
Wait, that looks. What is it? Where its attacks like?
It swoops in and from it goes up. It comes in from the background. Trying to engulf you. And it pops up in the foreground and drops stuff on you.
Wait, that sounds
like what?
That kind of sounds like a Mario enemy.
Like the Porg?
Yeah.
Whatever. Magma. I don't know. I'll give Neostar a 10. It's a very beautiful and interesting world.
And there's
Shiverstar, which is implied to be
snowy and
Earth.
cold. Shiverstar is a winter wonderland. A wonderland full of monsters. It's
implied to once have been Earth. But all of its inhabitants either died or evacuated.
Yeah.
Now it's only inhabited by monsters and robots.
The boss here is HRE.
So it's full of snowy areas and factory. With snowy areas and mechanical environments.
Mm-hmm.
So the boss here is what?
HR/H/HRE.
So yeah, that is a giant robot that shows up, shoots missiles, slashes at you, chases you. This is a hard boss. I'll give this one an 8.
Yeah, but what would you rate Shiverstar?
I'll rate Shiverstar in general a 10. I love the spooky atmosphere.
Yeah.
And the aesthetics here. It's just really neat.
And there's Ripplestar.
Which is the final world. So here it's a dark, corrupted area.
Ow.
Well, it starts off all happy, and then you get into some creepy, dark, corrupted places. Like, because this is what?
Oh, Vinny.
Because this is Ribbon's home planet.
Yeah. So
and the boss here is Miracle Matter, which has 8 forms. One form where you can't hit him, a needle form, a bomb form, an ice form, a fire form, a cutter form, a fire form, and a bomb form. So yeah, a form for every copy ability, plus a neutral form. And when he's in each form, you can only hit him with the ability that corresponds to the form. Thankfully, each one of his forms has as a move, has at least one attack that drops that ability. So, now it's time to get...
And what about the mini games?
So, well, there were mini games.
But all that jumping, that bonus, the end game.
It's just not an end game.
Oh, okay, yeah, not much. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, never mind.
So now we get into the final boss.
Yeah, or Dark Star.
Yeah, on the planet Dark Star. 02. After going through a relatively short level packed with enemies and holes, or use bottomless pits, you reach 02.
Yeah, remember
this cover?
First game?
This cover is called 02 Rearrangement from Kirby 64, featured artist Maya Joy Art by De Solo Zantas.
Okay. So, yeah, you have one ability here.
And it is called
Crystal Gun.
Yep. You literally fire a crystal gun.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is also, just look at this thing.
Yeah.
Well, did you rate Miracle Matter?
Oh, I didn't. Miracle Matter is a 10.
And this is, yeah, you remember Zero from Dreamland 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is it. This is its true form.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I'm getting the song we use for the intro back up. Okay. So, yeah. For this fight, it just basically fires projectiles at you the whole time.
Yeah.
What you're supposed to do is
What?
You do this. You win by firing. You have to fire crystals at it, at its eye, which makes it bleed. At which point, it turns over and you have to fire. Right. Either it's. I'm pretty sure you have to fire the halo on its head.
Yeah.
And then after the halo, it flips over again. You have to shoot at its spiky tail, which is its real weak point. And just repeat this process over and over, and then just repeat this process over and over, and you've done it.
What do you rate this fight?
It's easy, but it is
really
dramatic,
disturbing,
and it leaves an impact.
02. Look at this thing. Just look at it.
Look at this. And tell me this isn't disturbing.
It's covered in blood.
Yeah. I thought not.
Yeah.
For kids, this was one of the first times. This was back in. This was the first time in a 3D game. Well, yeah, the first 3D game ever, but yeah, our first 3D game, we got to see this monstrosity.
Yep.
It was a bleeding eyeball.
Imagine they shoot blood at you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be.
I'll rate it 10 just for the drama period. But yeah.
Oh.
Now, that's it.
Wow, that turned out shorter than I imagined.
So back to the original theme we were using, Crystals, Kirby 64 menu theme by Xerxes is Texas Toast. By the way, that's spelled Xerxes Texas Toast.
Mm-hmm.
You get some scissors if you want to cut that, or you got it all.
Yeah. So that was the game.
Yep, that's it.
Wow, that was. Yeah, that turned out. Alright, let's get into the.
That video was way shorter than we expected, but yeah. Let's get into the ratings, shall we?
Gameplay.
Hey, 10.
Game has quite the identity.
It's very involved and has way more depth than you would expect.
Right, the ability combination, and add a lot to the game, and did I mention that this is probably a Kirby's hardest adventure?
Yeah.
Alex died a lot.
This game, if it wasn't for save states, it would have probably taken me weeks to beat the game.
And it's really, I thought Dreamland 3 was hard.
This game is actually legitimately hard. very least, when you collect a crystal shard, it stays collected when you die.
Right.
Yeah, I forgot to mention those collectibles.
Well, that's just how. It's just nothing special.
But yeah.
So music.
Ken, you know
Kirby music.
You know every Kirby game. And they're all amazing music.
Yep. So overall, this game tries and does a lot of things. It has a lot of things going on. But does it succeed in that?
Well,
in what it tries to do?
I'd say, yeah. It's a memorable, fun, and honestly surprisingly challenging game. So yeah.
Yeah. So what would you rate it?
A 10.
Yep. So next time
on September 20th,
hopefully,
we will be we'll reach the end of this marathon. And the long-awaited review of Kirby Star Allies.
That being said, I'm Nozarin.
And I'm Amory. And bonjour, my wonderful viewers. See you in the next video.
Yeet.